Stop scrolling. You should not come from Africa where you struggled and suffer in another man's land too. That is why I stepped into the digital space in my 50s. I got fired from a nursing job because I could not stand for too long. I couldn't stand for hours to care for patients. My name is Dr. Rahel. I am proudly rooted in Cameroon. I was born with a progressive condition that was not properly diagnosed for years. Thank God for medically induced menopause. I learned how to live with pain and depending on 600 and 800 milligrams of ibuprofen for a long time. I am grateful that God spared me from a GI bleed with all that NSAID I took. In 2009, I had to use a call light like a patient in the staff bathroom because I could not stand up from the toilet pot. I was a step-down nurse in a hospital. I was a nurse, yes, yet I needed help. I kept working through pain. Some days I would literally carry my own aching legs into the car to go to work because I had responsibilities here and back home. I couldn't stop working, even though there were times when my health forced me to stay at home and I would miss paychecks in those sick periods. I am a single mother. I had no one in the house to help me. I was alone with the children. My youngest was born with childhood onset asthma. So I could not risk losing health insurance for anything. Not for them, not for myself. I could not stop working. I could not afford a gap in health coverage. My children had to grow so fast. They learned how not to open the door when somebody knocked. Instead, they would run into the room and call me and whisper to let me know that there was somebody at the door. I'm thankful that there was not a time when the police came and took them away from me. They adjusted to my schedule instead of simply being kids. Even though I worked every day, there were still times when utilities were cut. Hours without light, hours without water, borrowing money to pay for bills and late charges, lying to innocent eyes while we had no lights. Every month felt like starting over. I had been in this country for 2 decades, more than. But I still could barely pay rent because of all the responsibilities I took here and back home. So I transitioned into IT, earned a PhD and postdoctoral work so I could work from home and give my ailing body a break. I was aging and the disease was progressing. I still could not save. I could barely take off work because on bad day, on your bad health days, because I was depending on PTO hours that were limited. So I could go to doctor's appointments of myself and for my children. I became an irritable, screaming parent out of frustration and fear of what tomorrow held. One day, sitting in my car, scrolling through Facebook, I saw a video online. Oh, how I blessed that day. That lady and the courage it took to trust and click her link. She was 30 years old and retired. She had only been in America for 8 years. She took a leap of faith into the digital space and in under 3 years, she paid off her first mortgage and bought 2 other homes. She was a single mom too. It was easy for me to connect and I was desperate for a breakthrough. Sometimes that kind of desperation is the fire you need. She was building income online through a digital business and earning from her laptop. I investigated. I asked questions. There was a 30-day review period. $149 fully refundable access fee. Ladies and gentlemen, I stepped in with a heart full of fear and uncertainties. I invested and put my all into it. Within 3 months, I recovered my startup cost. I am still building. I am still growing. I get multiple checks at least 8 times in a month. I can now take off work when my body needs me to without fear. I am already earning 4 or 5 figures monthly from the comfort of my keyboard. Aging and retiring are not as scary anymore. You cannot suffer in Cameroon and then come here and repeat the suffering. Living from hand to mouth, depending on paycheck to paycheck. Sometimes we are taking payday loans. Some of us even hide from Cameroonians who come into the country to visit. Not because you are proud, you refuse to pick phone calls, but because you are ashamed. Today I am calling on all immigrants who need support, who need a break, who need direction. Let me mentor you. Let my experience support you. My struggles, oh my goodness. I wore the heart of a mom and the heart of a 9-to-5 worker. I have walked the pain. I have found the opportunity and the courage to walk away from all of that. You are not limited to a 9-to-5 as an immigrant. You are more than that. You should be able to decide how much you make in a month, because indirect affiliate marketing is a performance-based industry where you are the only one who can cap your income. Click that link and let me mentor you. It will be a privilege to mentor someone the way I was mentored, the way I am still being mentored, because I am still learning. Be coachable and refuse to suffer twice.